People, get ready now for something significant is about to happen. I've been talking to you about it for a while now. Man, that's all there is to BlackRock. It looks like someone is watching Larry Fink. When you have $11 trillion in assets under management at work, it looks like everyone is listening. What was it, Spider? And he had his little birds out there everywhere speaking to him or something. It reminds me of Game of Thrones. Man, I used to love watching that series, but I can't even recall what it was. Anyway, people, if you're joining me on this trip with XRP, this long-term path to generational riches, financial independence, and much more, press the like button. Let's aim for over 1,000 likes on this. Family, welcome back. There's a lot to discuss today. The fact that I will be trading live today is even more significant. Discord is only available at 2 o'clock Eastern. Get in there, people. If you weren't already there, the first link is below. Once you are over there, click the link. Your first month is 50% off. To see the live feeds, you must be an earner. Get in there and take advantage of the portfolio, the experienced traders, and more. For a few more days, take advantage of 50% off the first month. Yes, but now that we have that, we have Polymarket. I'll delve into my conspiracy theories here for anyone who haven't been following Polymarket, but there's an 87 probability that an ETF will pass by the end of the year. As I mentioned earlier, I think my is considerably higher in the 90s to be exact, but there you have it. Polymarket gives it an 87 likelihood. Well, keep in mind that there is a wager there, which is absurd. They enjoy that you can wager on almost anything there. There you go, but I've never done it. They succeeded. This is the offer. Yeah, I did discuss this months ago. And now that things are coming out, people are continuously saying, hey man, you tell me, I swear you guys are watching. There are other YouTube channels that claim to be well ahead of the game, in addition to this one. Yes, this channel provides you with information weeks or months before the mainstream media does, so that you can respond much more quickly. For this reason, you ought to subscribe to the channel. To ensure that you always receive an AI, make sure you have the exam answers well in advance of the test. Black, what do you do with them now? Leading analysts have anticipated that BlackRock and Fidelity will enter the competition for the XRP ETF. Hey, I wondered, are they referring to me? What's happening? Correct. I've been talking about that for months, and at last they wrote an article on it that said, hey, Nate's out and he's a leading analyst. They act as though it's spanking new, and, it's like, okay, look, this is not... No, I've always maintained that as soon as the lawsuit was concluded, BlackRock would arrive, warm up, get ready to play, and hit the plate. They won't run out there with the SEC and flout its rules. They are managing assets of 11 trillion. They will not be out there tampering and defying the government's orders. I have no doubt that they are working closely with them. Having said that, it's like The Godfather. Once you move forward, the SEC settles, everything is well, and they receive the blessing. On the day of my daughter's wedding, you visit my home. After they kiss the SEC's ring, they say, yeah, all right, do what you have to do. They'll carry it out. And they're going to own it in addition to doing it. They will be monsters in that industry. To put it another way, it is comparable to being in a pond. Until that elephant being BlackRock jumps in, you are the big fish. Therefore, you must be prepared, if not if, but when BlackRock becomes involved in the XRP, well in advance, since the flow of investment funds will start to pour in as soon as the news breaks and the dam is opened. For those who have followed and watched some of Larry Fink's discussions, he has already discussed the potential future of Bitcoin. He has discussed a specific amount of money from the large hedge funds and all sovereign wealth funds, among other things. He claimed it could go up there if he's right. They use 2 to 5% of all the money they have on hand. Given how long it might take, Bitcoin could be worth 5, 6, or even $700,000 very soon. Yeah, and I believe it will also apply to XRP. There are always investors looking for bigger returns, and I'll reiterate that XRP has dominated since the election, outperforming both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Will it continue to do so for the remainder of this year? When I respond to this, I will state that it will continue to dominate for the remainder of 2026. To put it another way, which of the three do I think will provide us with the most value for our money? It's the one of which I currently wear a hat, XRP. I'm not sitting here attempting to down all three because I own them all. I currently have all three in pretty similar places because I am comfortable with a certain amount of risk. Therefore, I'm fine if I'm mistaken and Bitcoin goes 5 times and everything else is stale. I'm fine if I'm mistaken and Ethereum explodes for any cause and transcends everything. I'm fine if I'm correct in XRP. To put it another way, I'm happy with how my portfolio is organized. If you're all in, please let me know below. Recall that I want to become a cryptocurrency millionaire by 2025. Say it if you agree with me. Since this is our year, I'm going to be a cryptocurrency millionaire in the talk. If you're just starting out, it's often said that 10 years ago was the finest time to invest. The next ideal moment. You begin taking the necessary steps today in order to achieve financial independence, and building generational wealth is the proper course of action. It may be that you're enjoying a $25 latte with extra whatever latte stuff in it. I never go there, as you can see. I brew my own coffee. I did indulge every morning, you know. You know how I like to indulge. My kid got us one of those small grinders for Christmas, dude. That's fantastic. I was not required to pay for it. I therefore brew my own coffee. It's similar like having coffee with Mo first thing in the morning. Now, it's a nice thing. There are several things we're keeping an eye on and discussing as we move forward. What is the current state of the spot ETFs? Here is where I showed you the poly market. 87% probability returned to only a few weeks ago. We were in our 50s. Yes, 57%. According to their price, I think it will be simple by the end of this year. October plus or minus a month is what I'm calling. Some have said this long ago. I still think October, give or take a month. Despite their friendliness, I'm used to the way the SAC operates. Everything still need time. They're not merely hurrying things along. Keep telling you that patience is necessary. Could it possibly be postponed in the first quarter? It's not 100% because of this. There's always the possibility of a delay. They had the opportunity to revise a piece. It's not as though they won't do it. We've seen this before, so you need to make sure everything is okay by checking all the T's and I's. Going on, we will now discuss XRP. Where are we? God, oh God. Examine the chart. On the 50, that's what it is. Yes, if I showed you this as I have done before, you would receive a small gift. This is a tiny unicorn. This small baby one will, in my opinion,